Welcome back. The New York City Police Department working hard to reduce crime. Year-to-date murders are down 23%. Total major felony offenses down nearly 6% in that time frame. And of course, much of this has to do with President Trump closing the border. But some New Yorkers are on edge after Zohran Mamdani won the Democrat mayoral primary. The self-described Democrat socialist campaigned for years on a platform of defunding the police, but only recently said this on X, quote, "Don't believe the MAGA billionaires funding Andrew Cuomo's fear-driven campaign. I will not defund the police. I will let them do their actual jobs in investing in social and mental health workers and pursuing evidence-based policies that deliver safety." Investing in social and mental health workers. Is that what their job is at the NYPD? At least a dozen tweets from 2020 show a very different opinion, including one where he writes this: "We don't need an investigation to know that the NYPD is racist, anti-queer, and a major threat to public safety. What we need is to defund the NYPD," writes Mamdani back in June of 2020. Joining me now is the Chief of Department at the NYPD, John Chell.
Hey,
Chief,
Ray.
It's great to see you.
Great
Thank you
to see
so
you.
much for joining us, and congratulations on the promotion now to the Chief of Department. I want to get your take on all of this. Could the city return to the 1970s level of crime if Mamdani gets in there and starts defunding the police?
Look, we cannot go backwards. It is not an option. We have made great strides. We've worked so hard, as you just pointed out, to start bringing crime down the last couple of years, to have our best 6 months ever in shooting violence. Since on Eric Adams, our shootings are down 54% since 2022. Quality of life is getting better in the city. We cannot go backwards. We need someone like the mayor who supports us, funds us, gives us the tools we need to keep this going. We are turning the ship, and we are the safest city in America, and we keep proving it time and time again. But like I just said, there is no going backwards. It's not an option, or we'll lose this city.
Well, look, we have to point out that President Trump has a lot to do with this. I mean, I have to admit, New York feels better, and I thank you and your team, John, for all that you've done, because you are on guard at all times. But President Trump closed the border, and that was the first thing that needed to be done. And I just wonder if, in fact, Mamdani's going to try to unravel everything that President Trump put in place. Do you see the same level of, illegals in the streets running around from Venezuela, stealing everybody's bags that we saw 6 months ago or 8 months ago in the heat of the crime spike throughout New York? How does it feel to you now, John?
Great. So President Trump is law and order. Eric Adams is law and order. We're about law and order. We have to keep this city safe. And I'll give you a crazy stat that kind of speaks to what you just asked me. Major crimes committed on mopeds, it rose to 275% between 2021 and 2024. Now in 2025, we're getting back to the levels we were at. So I think that answers your question. We had migrants committing violent crimes on mopeds. We had TDA in our society committing every crime you could think of. We've taken them out by virtue of our detective bureau, our federal partners. We've taken guns off the street from these migrants. And the crimes on mopeds has subsided. So, yes, it has changed.
Unbelievable. Now, President Trump had some really nice things to say about Eric Adams the other day. We're going to play that in a minute. But I also want to get your take on Curtis Sliwa, because there's a lot of people in the city who say, you know what, Curtis Sliwa has been doing a good job with his guardian angels now for years. He joined me on this program last week. Watch this. What would happen to New York City if Mamdani comes in and starts defunding the police?
We're already 7,000 police officers down. You need to be up to 40,000 cops who are actually out in the streets and subways protecting people. But under Mamdani, you will see an incredible flight, and you will see criminals who will be empowered even more than they are now, with no cash bail and being released back into the streets.
You think crime returns to New York to the tune of what we saw in the 1970s, 1980s if Mamdani gets in? Is that right?
Oh, there's no doubt.
Now, Chief, I don't know where this goes, but I guess there's just too many people right now wondering what happens. How did he get elected in the first place for the Democrat nominee? I mean, he previously criticized the city's strategic response group. Last year, he posted on X, "Today, the NYPD deployed the strategic response group to harass and arrest striking Teamsters. As mayor, I will disband the SRG, which has cost taxpayers millions in lawsuit settlements and brutalized countless New Yorkers exercising their First Amendment rights. The SRG has been in charge of policing protests and riots across the city, including the anti-Israel protests." Chief, your reaction?
So, look, since October 7th, we have over 6,000 protests. We had our No Kings protests a couple of weeks ago with 75,000 protesters. Our strategic response group, as known as SRG, are highly trained, highly professional men and women who hold the line. In the last 2 years of protests, we've had no major incidents in this city. The No Kings protests, about 500 out of 50,000 thought they were going to tear our city apart, and our SRG stopped them. So for anyone to say they're going to disband that kind of success in unit, quite frankly, is foolish and doesn't know what they're doing.
Chief, do you have everything that you need in terms of officers on the beat? Tell me how you expect things to get better if you're working with fewer resources, or are you feeling like the force is once again growing?
Well, great point. Everything I mentioned about our successes, we've been doing this understaffed. We are down a few thousand cops, and the mayor has given us an open checkbook to find good candidates to put them in the academy classes. So, for instance, August 7th, we have another 1,000 coming out the street. Curtis Sliwa is right. We need more, and we will get more. But one thing that we adjusted is our requirements. Our college credits, we reduced them a little bit, and that has changed the game in terms of people coming on the force. So it'll take a little time to get to those levels. But what our department is doing now on the staff, with our executive staff, our police commissioner, and quite frankly, Eric Adams, who supports everything we do, he lets me play offense. He lets us play offense, holds us highly accountable, no doubt about it. But the residual effects of what you're seeing now is the city is turning around. And like I mentioned earlier, there's no option to go backwards, because to do so will lose the city. We have to prosper in public safety for everything else to work.
So, Chief, what about these Iranian-backed sleeper cells? I mean, the Trump administration has been warning of potential Iran-backed sleeper cells in America. And I spoke with Tom Holman about it. Here's what he said. Watch. What threat do these terrorist cells pose to Americans?
Well, it's a significant threat. I said my biggest concern is the open border causes the biggest national security vulnerability this country's ever seen.
When I spoke with Kash Patel, the director of the FBI, he told me that there are a lot of cells in this country. They're doing drug trafficking, they're doing human trafficking, and they know where some of them are, and they are cracking down on this. But what specifically do you believe these Iranian cells are doing?
I think they're involved in a lot of crime, right? Because they got to finance their activity. So Cash is right. They're in drug trafficking and sex trafficking. The FBI have been arresting quite a few of them. ICE has been arresting them. Texas DPS have arrested quite a few of them. So day one of the Trump administration, we acted upon this. So we didn't wait for the Iranian conflict to happen.
Chief, what about that? What about those Iranian cells?
So we've been dealing with Iran in New York City for like the last 15 years. Our intelligence bureau, our federal partners, we know that they've sent operatives here to set up strike packages for surveillance, and we've taken them out. If you remember, just this fall, 2 different people from Iran had hit lists to kill some important people in New York City and around the country. And us in the federal FBI, we took them out. So we're well versed in what they do. Our intelligence bureau knows about their proxies. We get updates every day at our morning meetings. So as usual, we're on top of it, and we're aware of what's going on. And we say to New Yorkers, go about your business, stand tall, and if you see something, say something. Your first reaction is only the right reaction, but do not stop living because of this.
And Chief, there was a fatwa on the back of President Trump, by the way, and even after the Iran strikes, they once again talked about taking down President Trump. So you're spot on there. Here's what the president said about Mayor Adams yesterday. Watch this.
Or you have a good independent running, Mayor Adams, who's a very good person. I helped him out a little bit. He had a problem, and he was unfairly hurt over this question. He made a statement to the effect that this is terrible. New York City can't have all these immigrants come in, and like he was indicted the following day. And I said, that was a phony indictment.
So, Chief, I bring that to your attention because you just said a moment ago that Eric Adams is on the team, quote unquote. Do you think that Eric Adams would work with the Trump administration should he resume his mayoral leadership?
Mayor Eric Adams will work with anyone when it comes to his #1 priority, public safety. He'll work with any crime fighter at any level to help keep this city safe. He always says the city cannot prosper without public safety. That's what he stands on. That's why he supports his police department. That's why he allows us to do our job. And that's why you're seeing this city turn around and set the example for this country. And no way, shape, or form are we going backwards. We can't.
All right, Chief, great to have you this morning. Thanks so much for all of your great work. Chief John Chell joining us. Thank you, sir, in New York. Stay with us. We'll be right back.